American via transfer.
Number 22, the new shiny toy, second team All-American. Chase is we're going to be expecting a lot out of Chase today.
He comes from a Loyola team that ended this Syracuse team season a year ago, now wearing that prize number 22 for the Orange in the home opener. A year ago, these two teams played in the home opener, and Colgate came in with a huge upset, heavy underdogs. They dominated from the start, ended with a 12-9 victory, and it was a stunner for the college lacrosse world.
What a first career win for Coach Matt Carwick and the Red Raiders. What a win.
And for the Orange, trying to protect against that Colgate upset special again.
Well, number 13, Nick Pekovic, the senior from the Bullis School, 4 goals last year versus the Orange. Expecting for him to have a big game today.
If Colgate wants to repeat that upset, they need the senior to deliver. You mentioned Coach Matt Carwick. That was his first game as a collegiate head coach. He shocked the world with that upset. Didn't end the season like they wanted to, only a 4-9 season, and they want to try and change that with a win today.
Well, his team's ready to go. He told us on that con call this week, so he's ready to rock.
And John Desko always ready to rock in year number 22, 250 career wins, which actually ties him with the late, great Roy Simmons Sr.
When you think about him, you think winner.
Big goal for Colgate, trying to have a better week than he did a week ago against North Carolina. The sophomore Sean Collins, he allowed 19 goals in that loss 6 days ago in Chapel Hill. And Drake Porter about to start year number 2 in net for the Orange as we are ready to go in the Carrier Dome. A blizzard outside, but inside right now, a Dome staffer told us 88 degrees. So the shorts are on and we are underway in central New York. Colgate comes away with the win. Thor Adamick takes it all the way himself. It'll save Raiders possession.
That's Matt Carwick, what he told us earlier in the week. They want to push it. They want to run and gun. And right there with the long stick shot, Colgate possession behind.
I mentioned 6 days ago a 19-6 loss against fellow ACC team North Carolina. What do you expect Colgate to focus on offensively after they really struggled in that first half a week ago, only 1 goal?
Well, last year against Syracuse, they worked the alleys, the side wings. It looks like what they're doing now. They dodge the alley, get the underneath, and then they skip the flat pass just like they did right there. And that hurt Syracuse last year.
Pekovic, he had 4 goals. We just told you in that huge win for Colgate a year ago. Ripped one there, but it went wide.
Brett Kennedy on him. That's a great matchup to watch all day.
Brett Kennedy, number 17 in orange and white. Made his name as a long stick midfielder a year ago. Now he's moved to close D. What a start for Colgate. Mike Hawkins blows one past Drake Porter.
Fernandez is just overplaying. Bad positioning, bad foot. Just a great shot, beats Porter low.
In 1 half down in Chapel Hill, Colgate only had 1 goal. In 1 minute in the Carrier Dome, already a goal.
The one thing I have noticed from Syracuse's defense, there's no sliding. They're putting you out on an island. I think that's their philosophy, but they're going to have to put some slides in if guys are going to play defense like that, not move their feet, and play poor position D.
Malcolm Feeney for Colgate won the opening face-off. It's Jacob Fopp, the talented junior for Syracuse. Fopp led the ACC with 60% win percentage from the X. Won the clamp there and takes it away cleanly.
He won the first clamp as well, and then Feeney tried the butt end rip, a patented counter move.
Colgate not giving up on possession. And it's Raiders possession. This team has come out of the gate ready to play.
Just like Coach Carwick said. He said he wanted to play his game and not worry about what Syracuse is doing. Syracuse just needs to settle in and relax a little bit here, though.
As a former player, though, how difficult is it to have that short memory? You get smashed up in Chapel Hill just 6 days ago. You turn the page, come to the Dome, and you come out looking great.
It was pretty easy for us. We had Roy Simmons Jr., the master. He knew what you were doing. He knew all about your psyche, and he played right into it. Matt Carwick is a lot like him when it comes to being positive with his players.
Really positive start for the Raiders. They've had all the possession so far.
I don't like how Syracuse's defense is getting buried off ball. Colgate's going low and going high when the ball's behind, and Syracuse just is getting down. They're not hedging and showing in order to be prepared for a slide.
This is Griffin Brown moving from midfield to attack. He led this Colgate team in scoring a year ago. Still 20 seconds left on the shot clock for this Colgate team to operate.
You can't get Swum on there up top.
Hold on, look at that. The four-time All-American Rick Beardsley joining us today. And we've got a legend in the booth with us. He tore it up down at close D, made some steals like you see the Orange do right there.
That was great defense right there, good individual effort. Syracuse in transition's got to push it with Kennedy. He's a dangerous man.
He had 5 goals a year ago, but he was a little too aggressive there, and it cost his team possession.
You know what? Those are first game jitters. I would take that 9 out of 10 times.
Colgate gives it right away. Can't field it cleanly. This will be Colgate possession.
Colgate is all fired up. The energy on their sideline, Syracuse's sideline's extremely flat right now. They don't know what's hitting them right now.
Griffin Brown didn't get it away cleanly that time.
Nick Mellon let him over the top. Nick Mellon's got to push him down the alley. Can't give the top side there. That's basic defense. Syracuse is struggling right now.
And Colgate has come out of this game shot out of a cannon. This does not look like the team that we saw on the ACC network a week ago at Chapel Hill. They've got 5 shots to Syracuse's 0. The Orange have really not had any possession to start this game.
Right then and there is what Syracuse had done to them last year, Colgate. The wing dodge and the throwback has killed Syracuse versus Colgate in that opener.
That resets the shot clock to 80.
A lot of bewilderness right now sitting on that Syracuse D, but they'll settle in. They are Syracuse. They are the number 5 team in the country.
Now, this is a team that had more preseason All-Americans, according to Inside Lacrosse, than any other team. 7. Tons of expectations poured on this Syracuse team. Championship weekend or bust is really the talk of the town coming into this opener. Here's Brian Minnick is weaving his way inside, denied by Drake Porter.
I mean, Dearth can't let that come down the alley. Went over the head. I will say this, Drake Porter is an excellent goalie, has excellent hands.
Here's Dearth with a head of steam, takes it right at Sean Collins and blows it right past him. Peter Dearth, the senior captain, knocks this game at 1.
That guy is an absolute beast. We're gonna have to draft him in the PLL draft, Ben, if you're listening. Down the gut, boom! And then he lays out the Colgate defender. My goodness, when the train comes down the track, you gotta get off.
Mentioned 7 players listed as preseason All-Americans. Peter Dearth, one of them at short stick defensive midfield.
He is a monster, Jay. He's a monster. He makes you look small. And you're a big guy.
Yeah, Dearth, 6'3", 220 from Ridgefield, Connecticut, has the first goal for this Syracuse season.
Played for my college roommate and Syracuse Hall of Famer, Roy Colsey at Ridgefield High School.
Colgate has dominated the possession, though.
That's 3 face-offs won, correct? No, Fopp won the second one, you're right. Fopp
but Colgate ended up with the possession,
yes, with the possession
so for all intents and purposes.
Yep.
They have come out to play in attack mode.
That was a moving screen. That's a point of emphasis this year in the NCAA, are moving screens. And Colgate with that's just a very bad error early in the game, especially when you have momentum on your side.
Now, you've used the term a couple of times, Rick. Syracuse needs to settle into this game. Maybe here's an opportunity, their first real sustained possession of the afternoon.
Yeah, just take a deep breath. Don't force anything. You just have to relax. It's a 1-1 game. And the helter-skelter that's going on right now makes it feel like it's 5-goal. They're losing by 5. And they're not. It's 1-1. It's 0-0 in that, essentially.
Tucker Dordovic passing off. Great look there. Could not finish. Take one more.
So he didn't set his feet and he leaned. And right then and there, you can't lean. The Colgate attackman can't lean to set that pick, and therefore it's a moving screen or interference.
And it's that point of emphasis for this season. First real possession for this Syracuse Orange offense. Great save there made by the sophomore Sean Collins. Syracuse keeps it alive. Collins has to get back in his cage. Did just in the nick of time. And it's Colgate possession.
Colgate defender soaked that shot. That's giving it out. They want it. You know, the one thing I saw, we're looking at the shiny new toy, which is Pat March's Syracuse new offense, new look offense. And it attacked from the wings a little bit with a little two-man game, but Syracuse didn't get any quality shots right there.
Pat March, of course, the new offensive coordinator that joined the Syracuse staff from Princeton. John Desko said we've had to merge philosophies. When you run an offense one way, time after time, it'll take time, but slowly it's fusing together. We'll get another chance to look at the Syracuse offense here.
Well, right there, that's Colgate 27 turnovers versus UNC. They got to learn to value the ball a little bit more in the clear. But one thing I've noticed is Syracuse rides is in their clear is low at their attackman. If I'm Colgate, I throw a 10-man ride on them right off the bat. See how they handle it. First game of the year. Second midline's making its way on the field here.
Yeah, David Lipka, Lucas Quinn, and Jacob Buttermore. Most of these guys would be first-line midfielders anywhere else, but the Syracuse midfield room is loaded.
Lucas Quinn with an overhand bomb from 16. It's a little off, but pegged that Colgate defenseman right in the head.
And it stays with the orange. Here's Jacob Buttermore, fires up, great save.
Is a run, race for the shot. Good hustle by Kennedy. What do we got here?
Orange ball.
Good hustle by Brett Kennedy. I'm gonna tell you right now, Buttermore, very accurate shooter. His shots on goal, he's one of the best all-around step-down shooters on this team.
You know, on paper, Rick, there's so much talent. It's how does, games aren't played on paper. How do they gel together, especially early in this season?
I used to say a bar fight, but that really doesn't work anymore. It's not what you're supposed to say. It's really just, understanding that everybody needs to play a team game here.
Rafis had a step, could not bury it.
Rafis become more of a dodger this year, which is good, Jay. Looking for him and Cook to dodge, and Scanlon, sitting on the crease. Is more of a crease off-ball guy.
This is Griffin Cook, local product out of Janesville, DeWitt. Passing off Rafis, one more pass. You gasped there. What did you want?
Because one of my buddies loves Buttermore. I want to see him score 3 goals. I love this kid. He's just such a good shooter from the outside. They didn't find him earlier enough that he was open for about 10 minutes. Was that the first touch for number 22 and it was almost a turnover?
It's early.
It's early.
Here's Stephen Rafis curling around, didn't really get a clean look. Colgate comes away with it.
The Syracuse attack, watch Griffin Cook. The kid has a motor. He rides with hate in his feet. Watch him hustle him down. Ready? Watch, he's on it. The kid just doesn't quit.
And Cook number 2 in white and orange there. There's a flag down, so this is a freebie for the orange.
Have to capitalize here.
Scanlon rears back and scores! What a debut for the new 22, Chase Scanlon.
Typical Syracuse lacrosse run and gun, or as they call it now, fun and gun.
All the pressure on your shoulders when you wear that number in this town. And the new number 22 notches his first goal in orange. Syracuse up 2-1. If you're a college lacrosse fan, the ACC Network is the place to be. This is just the month of February. Some great games, including tomorrow. Virginia and Loyola, 2 o'clock. That is must-watch. Rick Beardsley, Jay Alter with you. Both men's and women's games all season long on ACC Network, ESPNU, ESPN+. Our first women's lacrosse game, Louisville and North Carolina, coming up on March 5th. Marshall Terrace, the sophomore, 1-minute penalty. So Syracuse cashes in and then goes on the man up as they try a new face-off man. Danny Varello takes his first turn of this season, and Syracuse wins possession.
It's a 1-minute cross check. Syracuse get their offensive man-up unit on.
Who's the man-up specialist on this unit?
Oh, I mean, Dordovic, he's a bomber from deep. But if you saw, Scanlon is ridiculous with his hands-off ball, so he's got to be one of those guys they're looking for.
Here's Tucker Dordovic, who passes off quickly. They're so happy to have Dordovic back on this field. High expectations coming in to what should have been last year, but had an injury 2 weeks before the season and missed the entire year. Great save by Sean Collins.
And a couple of things. First thing is, Syracuse has 2 right-handed players on this. I mean, 2 left-handed players. So to me, if I'm Colgate, that says primarily they're going to go to a right-handed step-down shot or try and find a right-handed shooter, which they did. Now, Jamie Trimboli, watching film on him, that overhand, he goes low and away. If the Colgate goalie had scouted him right, he probably did. He's got to change that spot, Trimboli, and where he shoots.
Colgate looking for one in transition. We just showed you the slate for February. A reminder, great one coming tomorrow. Virginia and Loyola, 2 o'clock on the ACC network. Syracuse only managed 1 shot in that man-up opportunity. Now back to even strike.
Interesting. Time of possession here definitely favors Colgate, but yet they're losing the game. Syracuse has been efficient with their shooting. Dearth and Scanlon.
35 seconds here. Who do you get the ball to if you're Colgate? Who do you try to open up?
I would take it and give it to Pekovic. Let him get the matchup. Kennedy's had a tough one with him today.
Here's Griffin Brown, has a step and stings the corner. The senior ties it at 2.
He runs right by the All-American Nick Mellon. Nick Mellon's been giving up the top side. A little bit of a jam step and then gets top side, and Mellon just stops his feet. He's got to get under the hands. Last week, he had what, 3 goals against Carolina, late in the game, but Mellon's got to win that matchup. He's a better lacrosse player, but right now he's not playing like one. Griffin Brown, great job getting over the top.
Brown made that move from midfield to attack for Matt Carwick's team. They said, we want him on the field as much as possible, and that's why.
And he did a great job against UNC. You saw the game. I watched the game. But right there, the approach, Mellon has to have a better approach, got to approach the upfield shoulder, put him underneath. Colgate's getting over the top too much on the Syracuse defense. That adjustment needs to be made.
Danny Varello's come into this game after Jacob Fopp has had some struggles. Had the clamp there, but can't win possession. Syracuse steals it back on the doorstep, and it's Chase Scanlon again. Number 22 now has 2 in this opening quarter.
Just a great Syracuse. Yep, the steal from Reifus across to Scanlon. Scanlon with a little look-away finish. I mean, that's textbook from his box days at Silver Creek High School in Silver Creek, New York. What a finish. Chase Scanlon, 2 shots, 2 goals, Jay. That's pretty efficient. I think he's doing okay wearing 22 thus far.
Transferred in from Loyola, gets handed that number 22 jersey that had not been worn since 2017. That's been the prize.
You think he's feeling it right now?
Of course he is.
Because we're feeling it too.
That's been the prize jersey since Gary Gate donned it. And now Chase Scanlon at his Syracuse debut with 2 early goals as they cash in on another Colgate turnover. That's 5, and 2 have led the goals.
Syracuse just seems to be efficient on offense. Anytime they touch the ball, they're getting good shots and scoring. Colgate has held the ball a little bit more and had more time of possession here, but Syracuse is obviously up by 1 thanks to great hustle on the ride.
Scanlon was there again. Cook didn't get it to him. Now he does.
Colgate's fallen back into what they fell in a little bit against UNC, where their second and third slides were bad.
Now this will stay with the orange because Griffin Cook was shoved into the crease.
Scott McCall with the call, local guy, local ref, great guy.
You mentioned that number 22 for Syracuse, and Scanlon could have had so much pressure coming into this game, Rick, but instead you come and play so
Scanlon's
free.
a big ego kid. From what I hear, he's a big ego kid. He can handle that.
Well, you need to.
Oh, look at the egos there. Forget the egos on all of those guys.
It is interesting as an alum to not have them give out 22 the last couple of years and then reintroduce it to a player like Chase Scanlon. I think it just presents a lot of pressure, and so far the early returns as he can handle it. Whistle here.
Oh, yeah.
The clock where it is. Point back up here. Point back up here.
There's my old friend PJ Montaldo.
You know everybody.
I do. He does our summer league games, does our high school games as well. You know? Oh, yeah. PJ and I have been friends for a long time. Good official. And I don't really like officials, guys. I can't lie to you. But I'm going to say he's a good official because that's what I'm supposed to do on air.
Not many former players like
Look at him. Look at him. He's
right?
the best. Love that guy.
What do you
Fast
care?
as heck.
So you can run home.
Down.
30 seconds on the shot clock for the Orange. Here's David Lipka. No man's land. But somehow Syracuse almost came away with it. 50-50 ground balls. That's the key to the game in lacrosse. And the Orange comes up with this one. 10 seconds to shoot. Great pass. And the finish is perfect. Lucas Quinn, the junior, right on cue, and the Orange up 4-2.
Lucas Quinn out of Niskayuna, New York. Highly rated early recruit back when the days of early recruiting were there. Little scrum. Rifus does a great job keeping it alive. Ball scores out. Finds the open area. Just a little finish by Lucas Quinn. Great celebration, by the way. Did you see that? Got up. The kids got ups.
John Desco told us about Lucas Quinn. Here's a guy in a loaded midfield. We don't even need more help in midfield. He has played his way onto the field with the spring and the fall he has had.
Absolutely. He is, I mean, he's just he was a great midi out of college. He fell in a little bit, and now is all set right there on the second midfield.
All last season, Quinn only had 1 goal, 1 assist. He already has that in the opening quarter. What a play there. Dragged down from behind, Jared Fernandez. The new look long stick midfielder. What a takeaway.
Syracuse is going to settle down here, get some subs. Fernandez out of the IMG Academy, where now, by the way, former Syracuse Hall of Famer Tom Marachek is the head of the program. Fernandez, quick, ornery little guy, gets after people.
Griffin Cook had Colgate hung up at X, but decides to pass off. Brendan Curry. Dordovic bounced it there, and Collins read it the whole way.
Little two-man game up on the elbow, up on the upper wing. Then they look for the throwback with the fallout off the crease, and Dordovic just a good save.
It's funny, Curry, Dordovic, Trimboli. Everyone has said, Anish Shroff, who colleague at ESPN, maybe it's the best midfield in the country. And I'll tell you what, offsides the call. Syracuse is going to get the ball back. It's actually been the second-line midfield and the attackmen that have been most successful early in this game.
Syracuse got a little advantage here in the unsettled game.
Another great save by Collins. That's now 6 for
You
Sean
just
Collins.
like him because he's from Darien, where you're from. Come on now.
No, he's played great
The
at this
Jeff
first
Braymeyer
quarter.
product. He's been well coached by Jeff.
Always.
There at Darien. I mean, a powerhouse where you grew up.
Colgate timeout with 1 minute and 12 seconds left. They came out of this game shot out of a cannon, had turned the page from last week against North Carolina. But Syracuse has settled into this game, slowed it down, and now have taken advantage 4-2.
I think the Scanlon goals have taken the air a little bit out. You know, it's big, shiny number 22, and he's got 2 goals of the 4, took the air out of it. But if I'm Matt Carwick and his crew, if I'm him, I would come out in the zone. Look at this right here. Gary Gate, the best that's ever played. Mikey Powell, 4-time first-team All-American, Jay. I played with the Laser. Lockwood, I played with Casey. These are just legends. And Dan Hardy, that's my boy, the big cat, a.k.a. Murder Kitten.
And all of those guys, what do they have in common? They won national championships.
Lots of them.
That's what Chase
Lots of
Scanlon it's Syracuse's task to do.
And right now, they're looking pretty good. I think they just got to settle in and get better shots.
So happy to be joined by the 4-time All-American Rick Beardsley here for the Syracuse 2020 opener. It's the 101st season of Syracuse lacrosse, but they've been playing lacrosse for 105 years, so figure that one out. 3 years off for World War II.
Hold on.
1 year off for World War I.
Yes. You know I was an anthro major here, right? So you can't throw numbers at me
no one
like that. I was hanging with banging.
Those that braved the snowstorm
got a stick
are
foul
here in the dome.
It's got to stay right here until the penalty resumes. Okay?
So whose stick is that? It looks like
Trimboli's.
JB Trimboli.
That stays on the bench until your penalty's released.
So it's 1 minute locked in on Trimboli. It's a pocket issue. It's not a pinch stick. It's just a pocket issue. He'll have a chance to get that back, fix it, go back in the game, but that's not a good time to get a penalty with 1:12 left. It's going to be 1 minute. So Colgate will try to probably either start real fast or bleed the whole time down. We'll see what Syracuse plays here, whether they diamond in one or they play it on the outside with some bumps. But really interested in seeing Colgate's man up. Colgate's man up was pretty good last week.
In the women's game, I know you check the pocket after every goal. In the men's game, when do they decide, hey, we're going to check the pocket?
It's at every dead ball, every timeout, every goal.
So Colgate moves to
Not
the man
every goal,
up.
sorry. Ooh, smart move by Syracuse. They're stretching out and forcing Colgate to move off ball. A little 1-4-1 to a 1-3-2.
First time on the man up
Great
for
stick
Colgate
by Mellon
today.
Colgate's in a little bit of a circle offense right now. That'll morph to a 1-3-2 most likely. Yep, there it is. Colgate's got to keep the ball hot here. It's the second knockdown pass by Syracuse's defense in this man down. Active sticks all over the place.
15 seconds on the man-up advantage. Curling around the cage, bouncing it home. Cooper Bellinger, the senior, just got enough space to squeeze it past Drake Porter. And we've got a 1-goal game in the Dome.
Pass inside, comes around the corner. Great overhand to the low elbow. What a shot. I mean, he snuck that into inches. That'll just tell you that he had a lot of shooting back in the old days at Detroit Country Day. It's where Nick, one of our guys, is a Bloomfield Hills guy. Right there. So they're still on a man up here.
"17 seconds left. And again, usually after a goal, it would release the penalty, but because it was a stick violation, 5 more seconds for Colgate to try and equalize this game with 17 seconds left. Great battle here between Jacob Fopp and Malcolm Feeney. Finally, Fopp comes away with it. Back to even strength. 5 seconds to go at the end of the quarter for the Orange. And that'll do it. 7 goals between these two teams. Syracuse with 4, Colgate with 3, and Chase Scanlon's opened his Syracuse account with 2 goals. Boy, it's a blizzard outside, but 88 degrees inside, and a great game on the ACC Network.
His career from deep, what a shot placement, little leaner. I told you, the box influence of him playing at Silver Creek out in the Buffalo area. That's the home of Zed Williams, who's the state of New York's leading scorer, 700 points, I believe, plus.
Now, neither coach, John Desko or Matt Carwick, wanted to dwell on last season's game, but you know it's in everybody's mind. Colgate was not supposed to come here and win a year ago. They did 12-9. You think it's creeping in at the start of the second quarter? We got another close game here.
The way it seems to me is Syracuse is dominating the game in some facet. It just feels that way, but they're not on the scoreboard, and that's not a good thing right now. 1 goal I mean, UNC is supposed to not be as good on paper as Syracuse. Dave Metzbauer down there, Coach Metzbauer's offense just throttled Colgate last week. Syracuse has to find some type of rhythm in order to get more than a 2-goal advantage.
The Orange had 20 shots to Colgate's 13 in that first quarter, but only a 1-goal lead.
Yeah, well, you know, Colgate's goalie is playing really well.
There's David Lipka trying to unlock Tucker Dordovic. He was quiet in that first quarter. Lefty blast right into the stick of Sean Collins.
And right, I mean, stick side high, lefty kind of forced it. Now Colgate in transition. Collins is on his game, by the way, the kid out of Darien, your hometown. He's on his game right now. I'm giving a shout out for you because you were really happy about that earlier.
Here's another Darien kid, Brian Minicus on the field for Colgate. I tell you, the Raiders' offense has been a lot more disciplined than they were a week ago against North Carolina and Chapel Hill.
They've done a great job of being patient, getting over the top, dodging from the wings. Syracuse is susceptible from the wings, it seems, on these dodges. They got to clean that up.
There's Nicky Pekovic. He had 4 goals in that upset win a year ago here at the Carrier Dome.
Colgate went with a little bit of an invert, took Dordovic behind, worked him a bit. Now they're coming back over the top.
Minikis almost connects.
You know what I would like to see out of Syracuse's defense right now? I'd like to see him play aggressive on the ball and push out on the adjacents. Try and go athlete versus athlete. Seem to just let Colgate bang the ball around the perimeter and then hit their dodges.
Big hit there. Griffin Brown got sandwiched.
I don't know if you need to call the Syracuse PD on that one. That was pretty good. That was a good one there. Definitely probably was a foul, but letting them play here.
Great save by Porter. He spilled it though. Great job pulling it back, raking it back, and earning possession for the Orange.
You know, we talked about Porter in transition. You got to love Kennedy.
He's dangerous. He passed off though. Dordovic, all they need to do is catch that one. Instead, it goes right back to Colgate.
Colgate's got an advantage here.
Finds the open man. What a save by Drake Porter, and he does it again! Double save from the senior Drake Porter.
I mean, great one-on-one save inside. Colgate guy snuck underneath. Great foot save, then another one off the rebound, another foot save.
Wow, 5 saves for Porter, and no better than those 2.
Those are big saves at this point in the game, too.
Let's go. Get out of the way so Maddie can see the 1 and 2.
There's Brian Minikis curling around the cage. Porter there to meet him again.
I mean, he's on. Minikis dropped his hands. Right here. Minikis dropped his hands on that, Jay. And when you drop your hands, Porter knows you're going low. Minikis has got to keep his hands high and then finish changing either high or low so he doesn't give away where he's shooting.
Here's Stephen Rafis, went over the top and dunked it in. Stephen Rafis, the senior, delivers for the Orange.
Well, that was the old give and go. Give me the ball, and I'm going to go. Rafis is a lefty, goes righty over the top. Boom, inside pipe on Collins. What a shot. And by the way, you acted it, folks. If you didn't see it, Jay actually made the move that he made.
Over the top.
Do you have those types of skills, Jay?
No, nowhere
Okay.
close.
Oh. Now, Rafis with a great individual effort right there. And that was a big goal right now. Syracuse needs to get off the snide and get a 3-goal lead here in order to feel good. There's Tommy Costanza, the good buddy of mine who's the new volunteer assistant. Tommy's a great Summer League attackman, by the way.
I think it would be more glaring if someone was not a good buddy of yours.
I do. Tommy and I are great. Look at his haircut. He looks phenomenal on the sideline right now.
everybody a good buddy of Rick Beardsley, and right now the Orange up by 2 in the dome opener.
I got lots of friends, Jay.
Great battle here at the face-off X between Feeney and Fopp, and finally Fopp comes away with it.
That was a great job by the wings.
Drake Porter took a hit there. The flag did not come out.
Well, the refs,
that's a defenseless goalie.
Yeah, but the refs missed a push when he had possession before. Now, this is a scary man with the ball, Peter Dirth. If I was Peter Dirth, I'd push the envelope. I don't think there's a soul on this field that could stop him. I'm a big
scored
fan.
Earlier in this game.
And he hurt someone after scoring. He's that much of a savage.
New offensive coordinator Pat March coming from Princeton, making his debut today on the Syracuse coaching staff. How has the offense looked to you so far? What's the early return?
Right now it's looking average. I'll be frank with you, but I bet you they'll settle in. They'll settle in. It's active. They're getting shots off. Collins is up to the task.
Right on cue, Jamie Trimboli notches another one for the Orange.
Trimboli with a great individual effort. Great individual effort. Gets jammed. Boom, back to his left hand, down the alley. Bang, sneaks it in the low elbow. You see the yellow chalk kick up. What a shot by Trimboli. That's Mr. Accuracy right there. He always has been. The senior out of Victor, New York, plays for James Andrus, who's got one heck of a program. Probably, oh my goodness, probably like 10 state titles there at this point.
There's Pat March, the new offensive coordinator we were just talking about. First 3-goal lead after 2 goals in 69 seconds for the Orange.
Syracuse settling in, Jay. Settling in. Colgate's got to answer here.
Great battle so far at the face-off X between Feeney and Fopp. They go right back to work. Syracuse emerges with it.
Number 41, Brett Barlow, he's traditionally came here as a LSM out of Fayetteville Manlius, playing short stick right now on the wing. Great job on the GB and moving it on.
It was Colgate who started with all the possession, all the fire in this game, but Syracuse has really settled in, established another offensive set, and it leads to a goal. Syracuse really starting to find form here in the second quarter, and it's Lucas Quinn again. That's his second of the day.
Lucas Quinn right down the same alley, almost the same spot he scored on his last goal. Just down the alley left, he stops his feet, sets it. Colgate defender bounces, he takes a step back, boom, low and away. Collins has been getting beat to the off-stick side low so far today by Syracuse for 4 goals.
Syracuse has won 4 straight face-offs, and it's cashed in for John Desco's team. Fopp wins 5 in a row now for the Orange. Rick, I want to ask you, you said that Syracuse's offense with Pat March, they'll have a little different look, go from the wings a little bit more. Why is that important for teams, I guess, playing Syracuse, that this is a new look Orange offense?
Tough to scout. If you come at people from different points around the perimeter, it's hard to scout. Syracuse traditionally was an alley dodging team with a 2-man game behind. A little bit of emotion inside off the alley dodge. It's very scoutable. When you dodge from spots where kids want to dodge, especially with the 2-man game, the outcome is exactly what happens. 4 straight goals for the Orange.
Another one for Syracuse. The Orange are pouring it on. The hit after the made goal as well.
Yeah, that was Brendan Curry right down. Brendan Curry right down the alley. Big righty shot to the corner. Hit right in the face. His father, Todd Curry, former 4-time All-American Hall of Famer here at Syracuse. He's carrying on the tradition here.
Want to take a moment before we show you the goal. Brendan Curry, a junior midfielder on this team. His first goal this season, and he took a big hit.
Just a simple alley dodge, righty from a lefty, and my goodness, Jay.
You can't sting that corner any better. You can't do it.
He's a lefty, by the way. I mean, and then he took a shot right to the fotch. The shoulder to the face, put him down.
It was the right shoulder of John Donahue.
But I'm going to tell you right now, knowing Brendan Curry, he's not worried about that. He's happy he's got the goal. He'll go right off.
He's got a big smile on his face.
Looks exactly like his father, Todd.
Syracuse on a 4-0 run in the last 2.5 minutes. It's all started at the face-off ex Jacob Fopp with 5 wins in a row.
And they went away from him with Varello. Fopp's back in, feeling it. Got to keep him going. Whoever's got the hot hand, especially at the face-off X, my friend.
And on that last possession, you really see that's fusion, right?
That
That's
was
old school.
A lot of early offense for Syracuse. To the goal right off the bat. Now you got a 5-on-4 situation for Syracuse.
They can beat you many ways, including in transition. Andrew Helmer blew that one by.
Helmer had a big goal against Yale in the scrimmage, a blast. I saw it on replay. Helmer can shoot, just a little wide on that one.
I'm glad you brought up the Yale scrimmage, another top 5 team that came up to the Carrier Dome. What a great test for 2 programs that want to be their championship weekend. Going head-to-head, both teams can take a lot away from that.
You know who's playing with a lot of confidence in his game right now? Lucas Quinn, taking the ball to the rack.
Right now, here's Chase Scanlon eyeing up his options. This is Quinn. And now Griffin Cook. Syracuse can beat you so many ways, so much talent on that field. Here's Buttermore, rears back, fires, but it's right at the chest of Sean Collins.
Buttermore, good overhand blast, great step down shooter. Collins has been up to the task all day long. Syracuse with a little possession, took some air out of it, right? Got a little bit of a rest.
This is the first time Colgate's had possession in a long while.
Yeah. Now, if I'm Colgate, got to settle down, get the right dodge, figure it out, take Syracuse a little bit out of their game for a second here.
Right to the rack.
Well, shows what I know.
Bekovic can't handle it cleanly. Where were they most effective in that first quarter, Colgate?
Colgate was most effective moving the ball on the, off the dodge and getting those step-down shots from the low alleys and the low wings. I mean, I would go back to it. But also, they were really effective dodging the alleys with the throwback.
Andrew Helmer again in on the scene. Porter, the goalie, way out of his cage. Battling for the ball with Griffin Brown. He's stuck in the corner. Now has to hustle back into his net.
It's a great individual effort by Drake Porter on that. Kept the ball alive, got out of bounds, got it in goal.
Another great save. Porter there. Almost had another point-blank range shot. Porter didn't even need to make the save there. And it's Syracuse ball. 5 saves in this quarter already for Drake Porter.
Drake Porter, the greatest thing about Drake Porter, I watched him in warm-ups. His top hand, he is a righty goalie. His top elbow locks in. He doesn't have the tendency that a lot of goalies have where they drop their hands upon the player's step down. So typical goalies drop a little bit, they shrink themselves. He stays straight, it's perfect. And probably the best I've seen so far in college lacrosse with that.
Brendan Curry back onto the field. Here he is, number 16 in white and orange. Loves to go down that alley. Quick passing from Syracuse. Has a step and uses it. It's a hat trick for Chase Scanlon. What a home debut here at the Carrier Dome for the new 22.
To Scanlon, over the top, boom. Syracuse by 6.
If you want to know how stacked the ACC is this season in men's lacrosse, all 5 teams in the preseason Inside Lacrosse Media Poll, North Carolina, they came in at number 10. Laid a beat down on this Colgate team. They'll be moving up.
Oh, they're way better. They're a top 5 team. From what I saw out of them on Saturday when you and Clark made the call, they are a top 5 team.
Syracuse started with some opening game jitters. Colgate went up early, but they've settled into this game. They've dominated at the face-off X, and they've scored on 5 goals this quarter on just 8 shots.
That's been part of wing play. They've done a great job on the wings keeping the halo.
Went right back to it. Scanlon almost thought he had a 4th goal. Denied by Collins.
He's trying to do the Chris Gray impression where you get 4 goals in the first half.
In your debut, no less. Those are 2 big impact transfers we've heard all offseason. Chris Gray, Chase Scanlon. Where are they going to go? They settle in 2 ACC schools. It's a big step up in competition level, but both guys, the early return is that they can run with the big boys.
Yes, they certainly can.
Great feed. Oh, on the doorstep again. Everything but the finish from Petkovic.
It's a great save by Porter. He's been on everything so far.
You couldn't get a better look if you're Colgate, and they're in much need of a goal. Syracuse on a 5-0 run right now, and the Raiders end it with Mike Hawkins. Exactly what they needed.
Mike Hawkins, what a great shot at the junior out of Glastonbury High School in Glastonbury, Connecticut. Working on the beast, Peter Dirth comes over the top, little swim move and a little slam move to the far pipe. That's a precision shot.
Porter's been really good today, but when they've beaten him, it's been on that far post.
Yeah, far pipe. It's beat him. Dirth, he got Dirth to go over the back of the goal, change direction. A little bit of a sneaky. It ends up in the goal.
First goal in more than 10 minutes for Colgate.
Hey, great time, stopping the bleeding a little bit, right? Colgate's not out of this one by all means.
No, not at all. It's just that Syracuse has dominated the second quarter. They came into it with a 4-3 lead. Right now a 9-4 advantage.
And these little things like a false start gives them another possession. You know, those are they allow teams to chip back in. Syracuse can't do that.
And Perello's been caught on the field. The faceoff guy stayed on for Syracuse. Now he runs off as Colgate can reset. Here's Griffin Brown, shifty, weaving his way past. It bounced it right through Drake Porter. Colgate with 2 goals in under a minute.
Griffin Brown, the econ major, takes the All-American Nick Mellon, crosses his feet up, goes back to his right, the righty, and just 5-holes it. What a move. Comes high, sets his feet, sees where Porter is. Boom. 5-hole, baby.
2 goals in 21 seconds. Griffin Brown gets the second one there.
Colgate is not quitting right now,
You
Jay.
just said it. You were right.
I'm telling you. Do you remember the passion on the call with Coach Carwick? The passion that he had? I mean, this shows you. It comes from coaching.
They came into this same Carrier Dome a year ago on the home opener. They won 12-9. They certainly have the confidence. They came out and played with it. Another opportunity here off the face-off.
Well, they got to capitalize on that. He didn't have to take 10 years and set his feet. All he has to do is just set his feet, catch the ball, keep running in, and bury it. Instead, but Colgate had the backup, so now Colgate will get their mids on, and I would assume keep working the alleys right there, the corners and the edges.
Mellon working on Griffin Brown. Brown had a step on him again.
If I'm Nick Mellon, I just make him go underneath the whole time. Don't bother. He's giving him an opportunity. He's giving him a choice. Just take his top shoulder and go underneath. Force him down underneath. Make him beat you underneath.
Spinning his way through a double team. Cooper Bellinger and a timeout taken by Colgate. 4 minutes left to the second quarter. Colgate trailing by 4, but they've got the momentum right now after Syracuse went on a big run, leading by 4. Tomorrow, noon Eastern time, right here on the ACC Network, we'll have a Miami against 8th-ranked Florida State, and then Sunday night, 9 Eastern time, we'll talk about lacrosse, we talk about basketball. ACC Network has it all, including baseball. 1-hour documentary about the 2015 Virginia baseball team that won the national championship. Sunday, 9 o'clock Eastern time on the ACC Network. What a great slate of lacrosse games we have on the ACC Network. We got men's lacrosse. We got women's lacrosse starting March 5th with Louisville at North Carolina. We got a great game with Syracuse and Colgate right now. Friday happy hour. Rick Beardsley, Jay Arnold with you, and Drake Porter's been terrific in goal for the Orange.
Terrific. Stoning people in tight, off the foot, stick, doesn't matter. He's making saves everywhere. As Chris Saran used to say, the old goalie here, the All-American, you build it brick by brick as the quarters go on, so the brick goes up behind him. He keeps getting the brick behind him. I mean, he's on everything. He's been guessing right, using his feet, using his hands. That's why Drake Porter's probably the best goalie since John Galloway here at Syracuse.
Wow, that's a big statement.
I'm a big guy.
It was all ACC goalkeeper in 2019. John Desko told us we haven't had many two-year goalies here. It's been one after the other after the other. It's great to have him, for the chemistry of this defense, to have him back in net.
And he's seen a ton of shots in his life. He came from a lot of good Canadian shooters, a Canadian edge guy at a club, at a Stu Brown up there in Canada. Played for Stu's team, played in the top tournaments.
Loved what you said earlier about not moving the hands.
Doesn't move his hands. Dude, he's so disciplined with his hands, it's awesome. See, right there, normally a goalie would have dropped. He stayed tall and then reacted.
How do you teach that? I mean,
it's discipline. You got to teach yourself to be disciplined. And goalies get happy feet. When you're staring down the barrel of a gun, basically on a step down shot, you get a little nervous. He doesn't.
And most goalies, I imagine, don't even notice they're dropping those.
No, because they drop to be athletic.
Here's Pekovic. He had 4 goals in the Colgate upset a year ago. No goals to show for this first half. 5 seconds to shoot. Colgate needs to hurry. Cadigan puts up a weak effort. It'll stay. Should be a shot clock.
Yeah, shot clock. Yep.
And it is. Zeros on the shot clock. Syracuse should take over.
Colgate's in a deep ride here. Deep zone ride. Syracuse taking his time. He's probably going to change fields and then look straight up. Got it over in the 20 seconds you need to get it over the line. It's got to be over before it hits 60.
You like that rule?
Yeah, I absolutely do. I like it simply. I like the rule because it speeds the game up, forces you to do things with it in the defensive end.
It rewards the ride, right?
Yes, it does.
Syracuse gives it right back to the Raiders. Colgate trying to keep building momentum before halftime. They've got the last 2 goals of this game after Syracuse went up. We just mentioned you have 20 seconds to clear it. They only had 2 seconds left. A bomb somehow stays in play. Cadigan chased it down.
That was the old Gilman clear. Just letting it rip.
Extra pass. Flag comes in as the shot went up. Let's see what this whistle is.
On the white, number 88, technical foul, playing without equipment, illegal procedure, 88. Guy out of the coach's box.
Andrew Helmer playing without equipment. He was missing a glove. So he goes into the penalty box, and Colgate goes on the man up for the second time today.
I get that, but as a player, you're taught not to quit, right? So he puts himself in harm's way, and he gets a foul for it. That's a tough one. Let's speak the truth between us. That's a tough one, Jay, to swallow.
You would have played without 2 gloves.
I played without arm pads. I played without a helmet. It didn't matter.
Well, without a helmet, I'm not going to justify.
That's maybe why I'm the way I am.
20 seconds to work on the man up. Colgate cashes in on the extra man. That's 3 in a row for the Raiders. Griffin Brown again ripped it right past Drake Porter.
Yep. So Colgate starts out in a 1-4-1, drops to a 1-3-2, carries to the other side, and Griffin Brown sneaks around on a defensive rotation. That's a reason why the motion goes And then you find Brown on the backside. Good step down shot. Beats Porter. By the way, we were talking about them and beating them low and away. Low and away. And Brown he's got a hat trick today? Just quietly has a hat trick, Jay.
Colgate has cut a 6-goal lead in half. And John Desko takes a timeout. The Raiders 2 for 2 now on the extra man advantage. If you're John Desko, what are you saying in that huddle?
Well, right now, John Desko was so fired up. And by the way, I love to see it. The passion that he had. He was in it. He's on his team now. They're giving up. They're making stupid mistakes. And they're giving up bad things. They're making bad situations. They're creating the opportunities for Colgate. But again, Colgate is capitalizing on those opportunities, doing what they're supposed to do. Colgate's done a great job not giving up on this game, Jay.
It was a Syracuse 9-3 lead, and Griffin Brown has done a terrific job pulling his team back into this game, a senior who's unafraid. We show you ACC news and notes, so look around the league. Nobody saw that Duke Air Force result coming. I mean, I know Air Force has gotten their number a couple of times, but this Duke team comes in highly touted, and they just got outscored in that second half.
Duke early in the year has some stumbles sometimes, but Air Force, what can you say? Bill Wilson, guy I used to play against at Loyola, West Jenny guy, upstate guy. He gets John Grant Jr. as his offensive coordinator, the legend, the old MLL teammate, the Rochester Rattlers teammate, and look what they do. Outscored them 9-4 in the second half.
You're an encyclopedia.
But you have one of the best ever, John Grant, and they utilized it.
All 5 ACC teams ranked to the preseason top 10. We'll be talking a lot more about that coming up at halftime. So happy to have college lacrosse back on the ACC network. We'll be bringing you games all season long on the ACC network, ESPNU, the ESPN app. And if you don't have it, ESPN Plus is a must if you're a lacrosse fan.
I bought it last year when they started putting all the games on. I paid the yearly subscription. I was all set. Love it. Watch so many games.
Well, lacrosse is a game of runs. Syracuse scored the first 5 goals of this quarter. Colgate responds with 3 in the last 3:30.
If you're Syracuse, you just want to take the ball, control it a little bit. Colgate's starting to get really good confidence. You don't want to have, you don't want to break your confidence if you're Syracuse. You want to keep going to the goal, but be smart about it.
Scanlon's had the hot stick, a hat trick in his Orange debut.
He recognized he's got a short stick. He's going to set up his dodge, drew the double, got a shorty. The new 22 is going to take this to the goal, my friend.
No, he passed it off.
What a bullet. Right on the stick of Rafis.
He wasn't ready for it. Had to track it down.
Everybody thought he was going to the goal, including me.
15 seconds to shoot for the Orange. Back to Scanlon. Already a hat trick, looking for more. Muscling his way in, has to get rid of it. Great defense from Colgate. That's a shot clock violation.
Colgate's got to push the ball here. Short time.
15 seconds. Doesn't look like they're in any hurry. Now 10 seconds to work with. Got a good look. Here's Brian Minikis, 5 seconds. Hawkins off the pipe. And Syracuse takes a 3-goal lead into halftime. They led by 6 rather. Credit Colgate, they cut it to 3.
What the step down. Porter will have nothing of it. Gets his stick down low, makes the save, and kicks the rebound out, and Mellon's just playing around with it.
Porter, too.
He's been outstanding.
This game could be tied if not for the Syracuse goalie.
He's been outstanding. Drake Porter has been outstanding. That stat does not show how many good saves he's made in tight one-on-one saves.
Malcolm Feeney, Jacob Fopp, they battled all first half. This one, no battle at all. Face-off violation on Fopp, so Colgate will start with possession.
Syracuse has used Fopp a lot more than they've used Varello here, and he's done a great job. Been winning the clamps, getting the ball out.
If you're Colgate, how do you keep the momentum that you manifested at the end of that first half?
I think you do what Coach Carwick says you do. You just continue to be you. You don't change anything you're doing. You know, Syracuse is letting Colgate back in this game by playing poor defense, and Colgate is being disciplined. You clean up a little mistakes that Colgate's made, and it's a lot tighter game.
Griffin Brown, 4 goals for the senior, and Colgate picks up right where they left off.
As we were saying, Syracuse a little out of sorts. Great shot. Again, low stick side has been the only place beating Drake Porter today. What a shot by Griffin Brown.
7 goals already this season. He had 3 down in Chapel Hill a week ago. He has 4 in the Carrier Dome.
He is
down. Red hot.
Yeah, well, they took him. Remember, you said earlier, we want to get him on the field more. Moved him from from midfield to attack. That's how you get a guy like that on the field more. You're going to get him more touches, more playing time, right on the attack, and there you have it. Leading scorer thus far for Colgate.
If you go back to the first half, Brown now has 3 goals in the last 5 minutes and 20 seconds. Shot was tripped up there. Whistle comes in. Syracuse ball.
Colgate kicked across right there. Jay, you know what I'd like to see out of Syracuse right now? They were scoring goals early in the second quarter by early offense, going right away, not settling, just going right away. I think they need to get back to that.
Griffin Cook passing off. Trimboli couldn't handle it. They are certainly not going right away, Rick.
Yeah,
they are not listening to you.
I don't know if I like that. If I was Griffin Cook, I would have continued to work 1 or 2 more dodges on that short stick. That's a blatant mismatch for a guy like him, just like it is with Scanlon. He should take a couple more dodges here.
30 seconds to work with on the shot clock. Scanlon, the double team comes in. He lost possession, and Colgate comes up with it.
That's a force right there. You don't need that right off the bat, especially only being up by 2.
Raiders can't afford to give it away so cheaply. Almost did. Griffin Brown, great hustle, pokes it out and regains possession.
That's Colgate Superman right now.
He is feeling it. Almost another. Porter was there to push it aside.
Would have liked to see him just chill out a second there.
He was feeling it, though.
He was feeling it. I mean, sometimes when you're feeling, you got to let it rip.
I know what you mean, though.
That was a good. By the way,
it
wasn't like it was a bad shot. It was a good high bouncer. Porter had to make that save with his shoulder.
Here's Lucas Quinn. He had a good first half, 2 goals and an assist. How about another? Chase Scanlon fires another one home. That's 4 in his orange debut.
Well, right there, Colgate got mixed up, went into a zone, and the backside midfielder didn't realize. And Scanlon, you can't leave him open from that spot. You can't leave him open from that spot. That's like taking candy from a baby for him.
He will make you pay, and he has 4 times today. 1 goal shy of his career high 5. Chase Scanlon as a freshman with Loyola, second team All-American, 43 goals. That was at midfield. Now John Desco's moved him to attack. He's given him the prized number 22, and he is playing with a lot of confidence in his debut in a Syracuse uniform.
Oh, he's doing spectacular right now. The only thing I can say is it feels like Syracuse is dominating this game, but on the scoreboard, they're really not, Jay. They're only up by 3. That is a test. Colgate is just rocking and rolling and doing what they need to do and staying in this. I'd like to see Syracuse pull away by going with some early offense, getting the ball up and down, playing a little faster, because that's when it seems to work.
Remember, when they went on their run, it was because Jacob Fopp won 7 straight face-offs. They cashed 5 of those in for goals. A face-off win here. And let's see if the Orange offense can find that rhythm that they really had in that second quarter.
Second midfield's going to come on, and by the way, they don't lose much. Second midfield's got a bunch of goals.
John Desco told us his midfield unit is as deep as he can remember. They can run 7, 8 guys that he would feel confidently as first-line midfielders. Lucas Quinn lost the ball. Stripped away by Parker Badley, the senior. Still loose. A hold called against Syracuse. It will be Colgate possession.
So you're going to turn the ball over when you're a college lacrosse player. It's very simple. But it's what you do after the turnover that counts. Do you go get the ball back? Lucas Quinn lost the ball and didn't battle very hard for that. He's got to lose that ball. If he loses that ball, he's got to do anything in his power to get it back.
Great ride by Syracuse. That clear clock was winding down, forced a errant pass, so the Orange take over.
I mean, Colgate, all they need to do is just change fields with the ball. I mean, change sides and then look straight up. You throw the ball over the goalie, and you should be right out. They're not in a 10-man ride. It's just a zone or a man ride. It should work pretty simply. Colgate's just throwing the ball down the field.
It's now 11 turnovers against Colgate. Dordovic was there on the doorstep. Instead, a pass behind him.
Dordovic's been pretty quiet, by the way, today.
Very quiet.
He hasn't even gotten his touches, it seems.
He started all 15 games as a freshman, preseason All-American a year ago, but his season was ended with a foot injury, didn't play a single second, so he redshirted. Everyone's waiting to see that 2018 Tucker Dordovic. The one thing you can't say, he's not forcing it, though. That was John Desko's concern. Don't let him force it. Great feed in front, and the finish is perfect. Jamie Trimboli notches one past Sean Collins easily.
Reifus with a great individual effort ties the Colgate defender up, and then just a little slip underneath by Trimboli finishes low away. Nice little slip, Reifus eyes up, boom, just a simple placement. Didn't even need to shoot that hard. That one, Collins, that's rough. That's rough when a goalie sees a shot that close.
Nothing you can do.
No, not really. I'm telling you right now, Reifus has had some great individual moves. That could be the matchup that they go to when they need to make something happen. He seems to be able to win that matchup, no problem at all just now, and in the past.
I mean, you're talking about Reifus, a guy who had 50 goals and 62 assists a year ago, and yet he gets hidden because of guys like Chase Scanlon and now Griffin Cook coming in.
And he's had to become more of a Dodger this year, which is definitely right now showing why it's been good for the Orange.
Syracuse has dominated at the face-off X, 14-7, a 4-goal lead and looking for more here.
Got to start capitalizing on those possessions, though.
Raise your motion.
He wishes he had that back off the backside. David Lipka's got to step down and put that in the low and away off of Collins' hip.
Officials talking on who should have possession here. I think it should be Colgate's, and that's the call.
We have a quality bunch of officials here. Both have worked national championships.
Raiders have looked to score early in transition. Now settling into a 6-on-6. Lost the handle there. Brendan Jordan just couldn't hang on to it. Those are the costly turnovers, the simple ones that you just should make the easy catch, and instead you give the ball right back.
Yeah, and Colgate is winning the one-on-one matchup. I don't know why they're trying to move the ball. I think they should just settle it and start dodging again to see if you can get a dodge to a shot here instead of banging the ball around. The more times you pass, the more chances you have to make a mistake, right? So just do the simple thing. Beat your guy and score. It's pretty easy. And the way they've been dodging, they've been doing that today.
Here's Dordovic running right down, had a good look, but could not bury it.
It's a great save by Collins. Dordovic went way off hip. Collins jumped to it. Dordovic may have given it away by where he leaned and put his hands, but Collins was having none of it.
Rear back and fire. That's another one for the senior Trimboli.
Colgate got caught in an invert with a short stick. Forced Rafis, I have no idea why they would force him to the left. He is lefty. And then Trimboli just slid into the slot, and Jamie Trimboli does what he does well, overhand shoot to the low elbows.
Hat trick for the senior captain. 6th time he's done that in his career. 3 straight goals for the Cuse. It's a game of runs. Colgate had 4 before, now Syracuse with 3. Before that, the Orange had scored 5 straight.
Do you know what's impressive right now, Jay? This is the truth. Syracuse has 12 goals. That's a lot of goals. I think they averaged 13 last year. They have 12, 8 minutes left still in the third. New look offense may be working.
Well, Pat March coming in from Princeton, first-year offensive coordinator, has to be happy with the 12 goals so far. This is a Colgate team. You have to say it, they gave up 19 to North Carolina on Saturday just 6 days ago. Everybody will draw comparisons to that game, by the way. North Carolina, an ACC school, Syracuse, an ACC school. They're going to say, who played Colgate better? Well, Syracuse right now with a 5-goal lead. We step aside. It's college lacrosse on the ACC Network. Next Saturday, an ACC Network college lacrosse doubleheader. It starts at noon. North Carolina, who looked so good a week ago, taking on Lafayette. And then 2 o'clock right after, Syracuse right back here in the Carrier Dome against Binghamton. Rick Beardsley and I will be back for that one.
I can't wait. I can't wait to watch the first game, then do the second game. ACC lacrosse, incredible.
Hold on a second. Both teams were just making their way back out onto the field, and Nick Mellon has gone down in the Syracuse huddle. 2-time All-American, redshirt senior, local product who went to West Jenny. You know, you say redshirt senior, Rick, because he has had a previous injury. It was that ACL that hampered his career earlier.
So odd.
Yeah, there was no contact or anything. So let's take another look. While we were in the promo, because Colgate restarted quickly. Brian Minikis took it right to the rack on the restart. So you see Mellon there, was not in the huddle. Take a look at that. He was trailing Minikis.
Let's hope Mellon is okay. They're taking a look at that knee. Maybe the way he planned it could have hyperextended it. Certainly wishing him well right now. Great All-American out of West Jenny into his redshirt senior year.
And that was a Brian Minikis goal, just quick off the restart there after Syracuse had scored 3 in a row. Flag out. Wait to see who picks up this ground ball. Wait for the flag here.
White, 42. Technical. Hold, 30 seconds.
So a 30-second man up for Colgate. The Raiders are 2 for 2 on the extra man, trying to build some momentum.
And they've run the same man up play. A 1-4-1 that falls out to a 1-3-2, and then they look to the backside. And then they just kind of keep banging the ball around. Then it goes to an open. Syracuse right now on the man up should probably shut someone off and see if it throws it off a little bit, right? They're 100% right now.
And their man-down defense, typically the best cover guy in the sport, Nick Mellon, would be on the field to try and help you. But he's still being attended to over on the sideline. So not only does Colgate have the man up, but Syracuse without Nick Mellon.
Got Grant Murphy in his place, a junior out of Woodland School in Texas.
Griffin Brown's been the guy. He's got 4 goals for the Raiders. Camped out on the inside of the Syracuse zone. Bekovic couldn't handle it, poked away.
By Murphy. Murphy's got the ball. Great job getting it upfield and getting it to the number 22, Chase Scanlon.
Graham Murphy with a great poke and a takeaway.
Yep. I'm going to tell you right now, the Colgate catches that, looks inside. That crease was wide open. Colgate, 100% their man-ups have been effective. They're simple, very simple. 1-4 to a 1-3-2, just sliding back into a 1-3-2. It's a motion. Great offensive calls.
And now back to even strength. When the Orange found that rhythm on that 3-goal streak, what were they doing effectively?
They were moving the ball, but by the way, attacking from behind.
That time, just a grip and rip from Jacob Buttermore, his first goal of the season, and he blows it right past Sean Collins.
Just banging the ball around the perimeter. Flat skip from Scanlon. Buttermore with a little bit of a hitch dodge. Over the top, 5-hole. Look at that right there. A great hitch dodge. Went 5-hole on Collins. Buttermore, effective shooter. Big kid, 210 pounds out of Garnet Valley, PA.
Good job, buddy.
Look at that shooting percentage. He's at 40% last year. That's incredible.
Highest returning shooting percentage on the team. John Desko said, this guy, a lot of places would be a first-line midfielder. Such a luxury that you roll him out of the second line.
Well, at Syracuse right now. Haven't had this much depth in a long time, like you said.
Another foul against Colgate, so Orange has the possession.
Again, Syracuse just can't seem to pull away.
Big hit, there comes the flag. So a freebie possession here for Syracuse before they go to the man up. The largest lead they've had it is at 6. They have it at 5 right now.
So flags down here. And in college lacrosse, they keep playing till there's a change of possession. Not till the ball hits the floor. Change of possession or a shot.
Spin cycle, Rafis off the feed. Here's Griffin. Cook. He's got Colgate hung up at X, the sophomore. Springs to action. Trying to get it on his right, decides to pass off. Great feed from Rafis. Even better save from Sean Collins. And now the penalty will come in. Orange will move to the extra man advantage.
It's Rafis to Tromboli. That's what we've been calling all day.
Red 32, 1 minute for the flash, 1 minute flash.
Here was the slash.
Ground ball, just a wild check, boom.
Yeah.
I mean, no, I'm kidding. That was
No,
really
no,
a slash.
that is.
I know. I was going to give myself the credit. I'm a D guy. Was no blood, no foul is what I usually say, but that was you could hear it all the way up here. It was like, you know.
Aiden Toomey into the box. Man up advantage for Syracuse. They're 0 for 1 on the extra man today. Here's Scanlon. He's had the hot stick today. 4 goals so far in his Orange debut. Curry just didn't get it away cleanly. Good defense from this man down unit for Colgate.
Sean Nelson with a great stick in the lane. Just Colgate cannot clear, having tons of trouble.
Griffin Cook freed it up, and guess who? Chase Scanlon again. The new number 22 in his Orange debut has 5 goals.
Cook riding hard, picked up by Rifus. Scanlon. What is impressive is Scanlon just poise. Watch Scanlon, catches the ball, says, I'm going to stop. Oh, there we go, goal. He just sets his feet, didn't get nervous. That is just smooth. I'm not going to lie to you right now, Jay. I'm a buyer of the new 22. I'm buying right now.
Ties a career high with 5 goals in his Syracuse debut. Transferred in from Loyola, where he was a second-team All-American as a midfielder. John Desko's moved him to attack. It's funny, the last time he saw his now Syracuse teammates, he was walking off the field with Loyola after he ended the Orange's season in the NCAA tournament a year ago. And now, first game with the Orange, and boy, they're happy he's playing with them, not against them.
I'd say that's a pretty good get.
And how is, as a former player, the number 22, what that means to Syracuse. Gary Gate worn it. Tool. Do you think that influenced Scanlon coming here? Hey, you're going to get the 22?
Yeah, without a doubt. Rumor is that was a big part of it. He was up to the challenge. Like I said, he's a little bit of an ego guy. Rightfully so. All the best are. And he's obviously cashing in on that 22 right now.
Off the pipe, almost another one for the Orange. Tonight on the ACC Network, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, a new edition of Bald Men on Campus. No better way to get what's coming to you in ACC basketball than Jay Billis, LaFonso Ellis, and Seth Greenberg. Bald Men on Campus. Neither of us could be on that show.
No. If I have a 5 head, but I'm not bald.
Chase Scanlon!
That's 6.
Are you kidding? A career high 6 goals in his Syracuse debut.
I mean, just simple movement, Rifus, just a step down. What look at the deception in that shot. Half, boom, little leaner. Near pipe, had Collins guessing. That was a great shot. Great camera angle, guys.
And how about the story for Chase Scanlon? We just told you he ended Syracuse season a year ago wearing the number 22, which has not been handed out since 2017. He was originally in the recruiting process at one point, committed to Syracuse, decided to go to Loyola, and now in his sophomore year, he's made his way to the Carrier Dome and an instant impact, 6-goal career high, and we're still in the third quarter.
Yes. Definitely billed correctly at this point. We were all wondering, too, those that live in the community like myself, we were wondering who is Syracuse, who is the new 22. I think we found out today.
They had not handed out that uniform since Jordan Evans in 2017. Didn't feel like they had the right guy, and now in his debut, he's shown he is the right guy. Looking for more, staying aggressive. That one blocked away. Ball's loose. It'll be Colgate possession. Orange has extended a 7-goal lead, largest of the game. How about Stephen Rafis, too? 1 goal, but 6 assists. Colgate looking for the quick strike on the restart. Porter got a piece of it. Did it go in? Yes. So the Raiders pull one back through James Cadigan.
Yep. Bad substitution near the box for Syracuse. That created the uneven situation on the backside. What a look. Moved him. Porter was on it, but not enough. Great finish by Cadigan, the junior out of Smithtown West High School on Long Island. It's a powerhouse.
Colgate needed that in a big way.
Yes, they did. Right now, wing play for Syracuse has not been that great. They've shut off on the wings and not given a big enough halo. They did right there.
Varello looking for quick action. Peter Durth stepped into a bomb but just could not bury it.
Thank God there's no ball boys. A ball boy was going to be in trouble right there. That was moving 100 plus.
I was going to say
oh my
miles
God,
per hour.
That was 100 plus.
What could you clock it at back in the day?
Come on, you really going to ask me this on air? We got people listening. Of course, I'm 46 years old and I still shoot 100, my friend. Come on, have you seen the size of me? That was so hard, it ricocheted all the way to the midline.
And now Colgate trying to capitalize all the way to the rack, and they do.
They will not go away.
Connor Brook, the freshman.
Nice job, young man. Way to get your first goal. Big righty bomb off the pipe. Went just, was that hard by Curry. Makes it all the way to the midline. And in transition, the freshman just buries it again, low and away. Congratulations on your first goal, Connor.
Colgate, 2 goals in 34 seconds. You said it like a bad case of the flu. Just will not go away.
It just won't go away.
Look at how much this team has improved just from a confidence standpoint in 6 days. They look totally different from the team that played North Carolina.
Run and gun. He's going. They're making mistakes, but the mistakes aren't killing them as bad as they have, as they think they are.
Yeah, Matt Carwick told us, look, we're not going to change anything we did against North Carolina.
And we thought he was crazy. Let's
play
speak the truth. I thought he was crazy.
But it's worked.
It has worked.
And they've been way better with the ball. A lot less turnovers than the 27 they had against North Carolina. It's still very much in this game, only down by 5.
Nick Mellon is still out right now.
No longer being attended to on the sideline, though. We will keep you posted if we hear anything about the 2-time All-American who subbed out earlier this third quarter.
They have Grant Murphy in taking his place, number 90.
That one whizzes by Porter's cage. There's Nick Mellon just icing that left leg.
It's not what we want to see if you're a Syracuse fan.
Is he the best cover guy in the sport right now?
I would say him or JT Giles Harris.
Or maybe Brett Kennedy. They moved him from long stick to close D.
Yeah, he's been relatively quiet in this game. And that's what happens when you play on close defense. Sometimes you just get a little lost out there. You don't get a chance to make plays.
Great move there, though.
Yeah.
But it didn't lead to anything.
The Kennedy family knows lacrosse. His brother's on the roster. Father helped start youth lacrosse in Ridgewood years ago in Ridgewood, New Jersey. Brett Kennedy is a great asset to the Syracuse defense, whether being up top or down low.
Coach Desko said, we will play him wherever we need him most. Right now, it's on close D. Hawkins lost his footing. Double team comes in. And it's Andrew Helmer who comes away with it for the Orange.
Great ground ball.
The Orange will look to run. Durf with a head of steam. He just lost the handle. Collins couldn't handle it. He has to scurry back to his cage. Not in time. Chase Scanlon buries another. 7 goals for the new number 22.
Colgate's Achilles heel today has been clearing Griffin Cook to Scanlon. You can't let him set his feet. It's unbelievable. You can't let him set his feet. He's just dumping balls in the goal like it dumped snow on the ground earlier today here in Syracuse.
They canceled school for the Orange for only the 5th time in program history. They did not cancel the lacrosse game, and Chase Scanlon, 7 goals. People were wondering, is he worthy of that number 22? I think he's answered all the doubters earlier this season.
We're not in the 4th quarter yet, by the way.
We are not. He could hit 10.
Yeah.
You back! You back!
Right off the face-off, Fopp looking for more.
That's actually a great call by the official. Goalie was closest. Short time here, under 20 seconds
what do you
right
look to
now.
do?
If I'm Colgate, I need to not turn the ball over on the clear, which they're having trouble with. But when it gets down to that end, you need to push it right away. Right now, they should be going.
There's a turnover. Now Syracuse could capitalize. 5 seconds.
He said, Jack.
2 seconds, just let it rip. If I'm Colgate, I do a 4 across. I bring a midfielder down and clear 4 across.
Chase Scanlon, the story. Wearing 22, he's got 7 goals.
He's pretty good.
When you wear the number 22 at Syracuse, you've got pressure, and in his debut, we're only through 3 quarters. 7 goals, we're going to show you all 7 right here. The sophomore from Loyola who ended Syracuse's season a year ago. What makes this kid special?
It's his time and room shooting. He doesn't panic. He doesn't panic in his hands. His hands are smooth. Every one of these shots has been placed, not shot. He doesn't need to overshoot. He's that accurate and that good.
We We showed you this earlier. It all started with Gary Gate. Great article in the Daily Orange, the student newspaper here this week. Paul Carcaterra, our colleague at ESPN, he said if Gary Gate wore the number 51, the number would be 51. But he wore 22. All those guys under him decided to wear 22 because they wanted to be Gary Gate. And Chase Scanlon, all these years later, getting that prize 22 and making an immediate impact at his debut.
He certainly is. And the other 22, Charlie Lockwood's to our left in the box with Coach Simmons Jr. and his sons. That's a 4-time All-American 22 right there. And Scanlon could be the next 4-time All-American 22.
He was an All-American last year with Loyola. You know what being a 4-time All-American's all about. Rick Beardsley with us for the Syracuse opener. Jay Alter with you as well. A 6-goal lead for the Orange. What have you liked most about the way they've played today?
Syracuse has not been giving up. Colgate's been getting close. They've been staying steady. I do also like how they're riding. They're not quitting. They're creating opportunities off of the ride. You know, Syracuse, they used to ride hard back in the old days. Ryan Powell was one of the best riding attackmen ever. You got Griffin Cook, who's been causing turnovers and then creating that offense off bad clears. Syracuse taking great advantage of opportunities right now.
Cook trying to get his hands free. 30 seconds left on the shot clock for the Orange this possession. All the talk heading into this season. Championship weekend or bust. Rick Beardsley played for this team. You hear the noise around town. We asked John Desko straight up, is that what goes into the side net? How does that affect you? How does that affect the team? And he said, as best we can, we do block it all out. The only way you're going to get to a championship weekend is if you take care of it. It is a cliche, one game at a time.
Yeah, you have to, and you have to take care of Colgate. Colgate's not going away. There's still 13 minutes left, and we've seen 6-goal leads go away.
Couldn't clear it in 20 seconds. You have that 20-second clear clock. Sean Nelson could not get it past the 50, so that's a turnover.
Again, Colgate having a ton of trouble on the clear. I really like the new rule, getting it over in 20 seconds just over the midline, simply because it forces a team to have their long sticks carry the ball or do something with the ball right away. And Colgate right there just couldn't get it done. It's been seemed the same story all day long, Jay.
Lucas Quinn has been terrific, and he buries another one. The junior Lucas Quinn is feeling it.
What a great individual move. Lucas Quinn on the low right alley, little bull dodge, head down, might be legal, but inside corner. Lucas Quinn says, I'm big, you're small, it's time for me to get a hat trick. Great shot by the kid out of Niskayuna.
He only had one goal a year ago.
Area. Well, he's
one
got,
goal,
no,
3 today.
He's tripled it up now. And he is feeling it. Remember you said before he took that one shot, he is feeling it.
John Desko told us, if one guy is going to step up and really emerge, Lucas Quinn. He's been terrific so far. Now Syracuse tied for their largest lead of the game.
Looks like Syracuse is going to press out on defense a little bit here, especially with Brett Kennedy forcing out on the ball adjacent to make the ball carrier have to handle pressure while they're on ball.
And all that doesn't matter. The Mike Hawkins just took it around the cage himself. The junior beats Drake Porter.
Hawkins just with a great individual move, near pipe on Porter, no slide right there. They might want to start to slide early on the inverts. That's the second time Colgate's hurt them on the invert. You might want to slide early if you're Syracuse, or go in a goal back, a zone backside to be able to handle that one-on-one move.
And remember, this Syracuse defense right now playing without the two-time All-American Nick Mellon. He went down in the third quarter, got attended to. He's got ice on his left knee. So when you take, the best close defenseman of the country or one of them out, your defense is going to have to adjust.
Especially the first game of the year.
Violation against Syracuse. That's now the third time, and when you have 3 face-off violations, it is a 30-second penalty. So Colgate moves to the man up.
22's got to serve. In home.
So Colgate is 2 of 3 on the man-ups, which is very efficient. Very odd, because Syracuse traditionally is a great man-down team. Little different look here into a 1-3-2 set. It's coming from the front to the back by Colgate.
Great pass from Brian Minikis, and he finds Hawkins. 2 goals for Mike Hawkins, back-to-back in under 30 seconds. Just 16 seconds for Mike Hawkins to get 2
Very
goals
simple.
there.
They fell out of the 1-3-2 to an open little sneak inside. DiPietro's got to put his hands, get that stick on that pipe. What a feed, threading the needle. Great finish by Hawkins.
More than 12 minutes left in this game. Colgate has pulled it back within 5. Game on.
Just to think, it took them 3 hours to get here, too, in a snowy Route 90 coming through Oneida County to Syracuse is typically a short drive. They're off the bus and ready to go.
They started this game so confidently, then Syracuse settled in, really took control. But right now, another flag comes in. All the momentum with the Raiders right now.
That's just a bad penalty by Jared Fernandez. Just a bad penalty. Don't need that right now. Colgate is 3 for 4 on the man up.
And Syracuse keeps giving them man up opportunities.
I wonder if they had a second. It looked like a second foul, but they didn't give it to him.
On White, 48 with a push. That's a technical, 30 seconds. How did the play stop?
Right there, I thought there would have been another one. He's just got to learn to hold up there. He can't continue on the follow through, not at this junction in the game. It's just inexperience right there. That's
How can
what happens.
Syracuse improve on the man-down defense? They've been really ineffective today.
I think they need to start with the missing Mellon. You got to start to do junky things. And junky things are shutting off guys, making guys go out of the ordinary, playing more aggressive. Again, that backside was open on a simple 1-3-2 to an open. Syracuse has to start to shut people off, has to start to stretch out on defense in order to make Colgate feel uncomfortable with the ball.
Well, there's no doubt about it. Syracuse is missing their 2-time All-American Nick Mellon right now.
Absolutely.
The defense has been
Absolutely.
out of sorts.
That's 5 years
since he
of
left.
leadership right there.
Yep.
Kid started since he was a freshman. That's 5 years of leadership, Dennis.
Back to even strength. And the offense has not been the problem today. 17 goals, and we've got 11 minutes to play. That one into the side netting. Scanlon's got 7 in his Orange debut. You see Mellon, all he can do is watch right now.
Colgate having trouble. They just can't seem to run the ball over the midline.
They've already been called for 2 clear shot clock.
And here comes another one.
Yep, that's now 3. 3 times Matt Carwick's team has been tripped up by the 20-second clear clock.
I think they need to fall a midi down, go 4 across, let the short stick carry the ball. You're better off just letting a short stick try and run through people. Because right now, you're just throwing the ball away and giving them opportunities.
27 turnovers last week against North Carolina. 20 turnovers today in the Carrier Dome. Gotta value the ball.
Yes.
Tried to squeeze it into Griffin Cook. Can't come up with it, but it bounces to Rafus. He's got 6 assists today to lead the Orange.
So you got Trimboli on the invert here. And there's a mirror on the crease with Cook.
Somehow kept his footing. Jamie Trimboli, how did he do it? It looked like the senior was going down, and instead puts it into the back of the net. That's his 4th goal of the afternoon.
Trimboli on the simple invert takes the Colgate defender lefty. The double comes, he slides underneath, keeps his feet as he's going down. Just a simple shot. Bounced off Collins' shoulder. But we call that in the lacrosse world reps. He just has put in the reps.
A senior captain making a senior play.
For the faceoff.
18 goals for the Orange, ties last season's season high.
10 minutes left still. I mean, the reason why there's been a lot of 20-plus goals this year is because teams are becoming efficient with the shot clock, Jay. They're understanding how to play with the shot clock now. Where last year, they just throw a junky shot on the goal late in the shot clock. Now teams are timing plays. They're timing their practices, so they're used to running through them. We're going to see plenty, especially in the ACC with all the firepower, plenty of 20-goal games. UVA is going to probably have every game that's 20.
Does that bother you as a defenseman?
No way!
You love it.
Oh my God, fun and gun, let's go.
Well, that's what both of these teams have done today, combined for 30 goals. Syracuse has 18 of them. What a debut it is for the new offensive coordinator, Pat March.
We averaged 17 goals both of my national championship years with a pretty high-powered offense and gave up 11. That's the way it's got to seem these days. You can give up a little more due to the shot clock. You just got to be able to score more.
1993, 1995, those 2 years, so you were averaging 17. How many of those goals belong to Paul Carcaterra in 95?
Oh, come on, Paulie Hoccolini. He was burying G's from deep, but only righty, by the way. Only righty. Sorry, Paul. And I think he scored 1 lefty goal in his career. But he could blast it, boy.
So if you're a defenseman, you just force him left. Righty off the pipe there. It'll stay with the Orange, and that shot clock resets to 80.
That was the Mike Vorgang product once again out of Niskayuna. Lucas Quinn. Syracuse picking on the inverts a little bit now. Taking some air out of the ball. Trying to attack from behind, turn the Colgate defense around. It's also a good strategy, by the way, if you lose the ball, right? And you lose the ball, you lose it behind the goal. And why is that a good strategy? It's simple. Colgate's had a lot of trouble clearing.
Yep.
So you don't lose the ball at the midfield, you lose it behind. Now you're forcing Colgate to go into a clear.
They clear this one. They've been looking to score quick, and they score in transition again. Mike Hawkins Jr. has been red hot in this second half. He now has 5 goals to his name. 5 for number 5, Mike Hawkins.
Right in transition. Hawkins filling the lane. Step down. Syracuse just not communicating off the pipes. What that means is simple. The low defenseman and the goalie can see above them. They need to direct the backside to get in. In that instance, Brett Kennedy was out covering his man in transition. Brett Kennedy's got to be in the hole, into the crease, in order to stop that transition goal.
Hawkins has 5 goals to lead Colgate 3 in this fourth quarter in just 4 minutes and 13 seconds. Just like that, it's a 5-goal game again. Here's Jacob Fopp, wins the faceoff, looking for instant offense.
What was interesting there is when Fopp comes down, Syracuse goes into a double point break. Almost, they go a righty point, lefty point, not quite a flat break where they're 3 across on the goal line extended. You keep Scanlon up at 10 and Reifus on the left up at 10.
Scanlon thought about pulling the trigger. He has 7 goals to his name already today. See if they circle it back to number 22. Here's Curry, puts it on his left, goes low. Syracuse there to back it up.
What makes Brendan Curry so dangerous is he's basically ambidextrous with both, he's got both hands coming at you with cannons. We've seen the righty goals. He's a lefty. Pulled it right to his left, just missed. But he is so deadly because he's so versatile. Can go both ways.
15 seconds left on the shot clock. Dordovic, perfect feed, and the finish from Griffin Cook.
Simple play. Syracuse going to the invert. Very simple. The pass inside to Cook. Syracuse up by 6. 6:59 left in the fourth.
When it comes to head coaches, Syracuse lacrosse is very unique. They've only had 3 in 89 years. It started in 1931 with Roy Sibbett Sr. There's his son, Roy Sibbett Jr., the legend, and John Desko III, who served on Roy Sibbett Jr.'s staff. And you look at that, John Desko tied with the late great legend Roy Sibbett Sr. with 253 career wins. His team up 19-13 right now. He's closing in on passing Senior.
I had a distinct pleasure of meeting Senior. He's a legendary coach. He actually coached football with my father-in-law, Peter DeSilvia, who played football and baseball here in the 50s. I'm going to tell you, it was awesome. I went to the front of the bus and I just got to hear him. It was such an honor.
What made Roy Simmons Sr. and Roy Simmons Jr. so good, because they're really the best to ever coach this collegiate lacrosse game.
They just could recognize who people were, and they had enough patience to let you be you, and they understood when you were having an issue and when you weren't. So they could feel you. It was awesome.
Penalty comes in. This is going to be against the Orange. Give Colgate another man-up opportunity. Raiders have had 5 of those this game. And Roy Simmons Jr. has been retired.
Whoa, he had a Lisa left eye. Did you see that Lisa left eye focus right there?
Since 1998, he's been, not the head coach, but still coming to the Carrier Dome. In 2020, watching his Orange play. And John Desko was an assistant on his staff. We show you another look.
Well, that definitely is a foul.
Okay, we have white.
Ball wasn't anywhere near you.
2 minutes. Contact to the head. Full time, sir.
Yes, new to this year to lacrosse, any unnecessary contact to the head automatically gets you 2 minutes locked in.
Non-releasable.
Yes, 2 minute non-releasable. Yep.
So if you're Colgate, you're licking your chops. Yeah, we're down 6, but we got 2 minutes of an extra man. Let's see how many goals we can get.
And that's Brett Barlow. Not a good penalty right now.
Remember, this Orange defense playing without the 2-time All-American Nick Mellon.
Yeah.
Went out of the third quarter and has now returned. Great pass, but it was picked away. How did he get there? Murphy. Grant Murphy somehow got his stick there.
Great anticipation. And Peter Dirth will probably take advantage of this.
Well, don't you want to burn some clock?
Yeah, but right there, yeah, they'll burn clock here. And you know what? I don't think Colgate has the athletes to take the ball away from Syracuse. Even Owen Siebold getting double teamed in the corner, the product out of Texas.
He splits the double team and scores! Owen Siebold, a man down goal for Syracuse, and the Orange have 20.
If I'm Colgate right there, I'd probably just let it be. So what a pickoff by Murphy on the backside. Followed his stick, smooth move, and then Siebold with the split and the nice slam to the inside pipe.
If you're Colgate, you think you have a wide open goal. Wide open on the doorstep. Instead, Siebold on the other end cashes in. Orange, a man down goal. A 7-goal lead.
Syracuse is going to be still down due to the penalty being locked in on Brett Barlow. So Colgate will be man up if they come up with the possession.
And now do you think the Orange just tries to kill clock, or do they stay aggressive on a man down?
I think that when the opportunity presents itself, like Siebold, right, he got doubled. They put him in for this instance. He's great at handling pressure, great stick work. He just took what the defense gave him. Defense came at him bad angles, went underneath and buried the goal and made Colgate pay for the double. You'll probably see Colgate just sit back right now and then maybe send a double. But I think they're just content to let the penalty burn off.
And a 9-second differential between the shot clock and the man-up clock, so they can just let this tick down.
See, I wouldn't have went out and played Owen Siebold due to the shot clock. You lost possession right away, correct? So you have time. So you just created offense for Syracuse when you could have just sit back. And if they wasted time and dumped it in the corner, you got the ball. Instead, it resulted in a goal.
Yard sale, and Colgate comes away with it. Now the even strength, though. So they have the possession, but it's back to 6-on-6.
Great back check. Little whirly bird, sending the stick flying.
Colgate will really look to attack quickly. I mean, Matt Carwick wants his team to do that anyway, but now you're trailing by 7, a little more than 4 minutes to go. You're going to see them start taking shots.
Yeah, they definitely have to have some sense of urgency on their offense to try and get early shots off. See if they can put some pressure.
Nicky Petkovic, he had 4 goals in this game a year ago. That's his first of the afternoon. Senior comes through, makes it a 6-goal game with 4:03 to go.
Little alley throwback that hurt Syracuse last year. Petkovic right to left on the sweep. Triboli gives up the top side. I mean, Brendan Curry gives up the top side. And Petkovic just makes Syracuse pay. It just won't go away. Still plenty of time left, 4:03.
Matt Carwick in just 6 days. This looks like a totally different team that played North Carolina down in Chapel Hill.
Yeah, Matt Carwick, his energy on our phone call was amazing. I've known him. He called, I mean, think about it. Before the game, he called me on my cell phone just to say hello to us. Said we look good from up here, by the way.
Almost has as much energy as you do.
I'm pretty energetic these days. You got me fired up.
And the Orange pretty fired up. 20 goals, looking for more. Last season, their season high was 18.
Like I said, everybody's being able, 1 year of playing with the shot clock, offenses are getting better. Offenses are getting better.
Chase Scanlon had 7 goals through the third quarter. The building scoring record or the school scoring record is 9. So he had a shot at it going into the final 15 minutes, but he has no goals in this fourth quarter.
I don't know. This is a pretty good company. Casey Powell, Greg Tarbell, Gary Gate. He gets up to 9. He's going to be up with some history.
You got to save some in the tank. You can't just break the school record or tie the school record on your debut.
Why not?
I mean, it feels like he has made every shot he's taken.
Yes, he is a pure shooter.
Colgate going to take their final timeout, trailing by 6. You can't say enough about the new 22, Chase Scanlon.
Chase Scanlon with his shots. He doesn't shoot hard. He places everything. It's so accurate. I mean, his 12 shots, 10 on goal, 7 goals. That's so efficient. What's impressed me has been his efficiency with his shots. And he doesn't try to out-muscle and beat a goalie to a spot. He just says, I'm going to score. He's got 9 siblings. You think maybe he shoots that way? It's aggressive at the dinner table, my friend.
Well, if you need to know where the aggressiveness comes from,
yes.
It starts at home.
You know, he probably is pretty accurate. He probably sit away, and somebody went to grab a dumpling, boom, shot it away from him. Right?
He's almost got a goal for each sibling.
It's true. True.
We've got more great lacrosse coming up. Remind everybody at home tomorrow, 2 o'clock, right here on the ACC Network.
Oh.
Everybody going to have their eyes on this one. The defending national champs taking on Scanlon's old team, the Loyola Greyhounds. Tough for Loyola. You lose Pat Spencer and Chase Scanlon and somehow have to reload.
Well, my old second baseman, who's the assistant coach.
Oh, come on. You're
Matt Dwan, my old Little League second baseman, the assistant coach
He knows
at Loyola.
everybody. He's got a connection to everybody.
He'll have that defense ready. I'm telling you right now, he'll have that defense ready. He was great at second base when we were in Little League, and he's a great defensive coach, and he was a great long stick midfielder. at Loyola, but that's going to be some game.
What is it usually? 6 or 7 separations?
No,
With
I
Rick
have-
Beardsley,
I got
it's
it.
one separation.
I played with or against almost every college coach in the country.
So Colgate out of the timeout. Going to be really aggressive here. Goes immediately to the double team.
They're in the Red Dog defense. Everybody shut off.
Oh, and Siebold's been terrific in the double team. Good frame, 6'2", 200 pounds. And
Father
he's put it to
was
work.
a former star here at Syracuse.
And the great Bob Siebold won a national championship in 1988. Scanlon puts it on the ground. Creative play, and it pays off for Syracuse as they continue to kill clock. Looking for one more goal off the helmet of Collins. That'll reset
That's
that
big
shot
right
clock
there.
to 80.
That's big right there. Now you're playing against the clock here. If I'm Syracuse, you want to drag the ball high and get it above the midfield, above the top of the box, so the goalie's out of the goal.
The goal's open.
And then the goal stays open. Oh, nice turnover.
And Dordovic lost it. Tried to split the defenders and couldn't do it. Sean
He's been
Nelson
rather
pried
quiet
it.
today, hasn't he?
Considering the offense has been terrific.
Yep,
Yes,
they have been
quiet.
terrific. Imagine when he's on.
Dangerous.
That's 4 more goals.
Drake Porter's been pretty good too.
Drake Porter has been outstanding. He has been outstanding. The only thing that's outshining Drake Porter's play is the play of Chase Scanlon. Syracuse's new 22 with 7 Gs on the day.
And Porter now 11 saves for the senior goalkeeper.
And that doesn't tell much because a lot of those saves are on the doorstep. They're one-on-one saves.
So Syracuse looks to close this game out. Overall, what are your takeaways from this new look 2020 team?
First, they got to clean it up on defense. Obviously, me being a defensive guy, got to clean it up on defense. Got to win your matchups on defense. Offensively, they're obviously scoring goals. What I'd like to see offensively is try to get everybody in the mix. But when you have that many stars, Jay, you don't need to. You can have games like this. Nice backdoor cut by Brendan Curry. Jams the ball in. Was that Reifus on the assist?
No, it was Dordovic.
That was Dordovic, okay. Wanted to make sure because Dordovic, getting him accustomed. The reason why Dordovic may be a little off his game is he just hasn't played in a year, Jay. That's a good thing. Great job by Coach Desko keeping him in at the end of the game. Get some game minutes. Game minutes is key.
Reifus does have 7 assists, though.
Wow.
He's been terrific.
Yeah. 7 assists, that's totally going. That shows a lot about the offense. It's been a lot of unselfishness. Draw and dump from Syracuse today. They're winning their matchups, and then the slide comes, and then they're finding the open man in the seam.
Most goals since 2017 in that win against Binghamton. The Orange welcome the Bearcats back to the Dome next Saturday. We'll be back here on the ACC network following North Carolina and Lafayette.
Play safety here. Play safety.
They got a football score in the Carrier Dome, 21-14. The Orange comfortable with that touchdown advantage.
There's no quitting Colgate, though, right now. Coming out, being aggressive.
They looked a lot better today than they did in Chapel Hill. There are some real positives you can
Lots
take
of
from
positives.
this game. Now content to just continue the kill clock. Now the Orange enters this season with high expectations, and in the Carrier Dome debut, John Desko and the Orange win 21-14, and he moves into second most wins, passes Roy Simmons Sr., and he's behind Roy Simmons Jr. for most all-time for the Orange.
Congrats to Coach Desko. It's quite an accomplishment to be ahead of a legend like Roy Simmons Sr.
Chase Scanlon, the story, 7 goals in his